Hey guys, welcome back to Think Beautiful, the channel where I talk all about Meghan Markle and her debacles. And here she is in her pajamas on Netflix. What a great idea to wear pajamas. How very royal of her. I mean, she just doesn't care anymore. Not only that, she roped her friends Lindsay and Kelly into wearing pajamas as well. I mean, how embarrassing. But that's not what we want to talk about today. The particular debacle we want to discuss is Meghan Markle has allegedly, with zero evidence, reached out to her father. After years of being estranged, it has taken amputation for Meghan to finally come to her senses and reach out, because we got this article in the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle reaches out to ailing father Thomas after he has life-saving surgery to amputate his leg. This is incredibly serious. I mean, I thought it was just his foot yesterday, but now it's his leg. Meghan Markle has reached out to her father Thomas after he was forced to have life-saving surgery to amputate his leg. Mr. Markle, who is 81 years old, is estranged from his daughter, and he underwent a 3-hour operation on Wednesday after a blood clot cut off circulation and the limb turned black. A spokesperson for the Duchess of Sussex had previously declined to comment on reports first published exclusively by the Daily Mail that Meghan's father was ill. But in an updated statement this evening, they said, "I can confirm she, as in Meghan, has reached out to her father. No further details have been released, including whether or not Meghan's attempt was successful." Now, you would have to assume it was, otherwise, why would you broadcast this? It is understood that the Duchess of Sussex only found out about her father's health battles when reading about it in the news. She then instructed her aides to verify the claims, according to the Times newspaper. She doesn't even trust that her father is actually sick. He is 81 years old. He has had all kinds of health problems. It's not unbelievable to think that he could have this kind of issue. Mr. Markle's son Thomas Jr. confirmed last night he had undergone an operation, saying last night, "My dad is being very brave. His foot turned blue and then black. It happened very quickly. I took him to a local hospital and they did some scans and an ultrasound and said that leg had to be amputated." This is heartbreaking. Doctors immediately took him into surgery and removed the limb. Tom Jr. said, "There was no option. I was told the leg had to be removed and it was a case of life or death." Mr. Markle now faces another procedure to remove a blood clot in his left thigh. He is not well at all. His son Tom Jr., who has been his primary caregiver, said doctors remain extremely concerned for his father's welfare. Mr. Markle remains in the intensive care unit in a stable condition, so he is still in ICU as far as we are aware. Tom Jr. said one of his doctors said the next 2 or 3 days are critical. His left leg has been removed below the knee. They are worried about infection setting in, sepsis or gangrene. The flesh was black and dying. There was no option given. It was either we have to operate now and remove the leg or he may die. It was a life-threatening situation. Mr. Markle has never met his son-in-law Prince Harry or grandchildren Archie and Lily. I mean, what does it take for Meghan to come to her senses? It takes this. Can you believe it? Daily Mail has contacted the Sussexes for further comment. So finally, I would suggest after media pressure, Meghan has decided to reach out to her father. Now, they're not giving us any information, not even telling us if it was successful communication or not. I believe it was, and they're keeping it very, very quiet. But there is so much discussion on social media about this. So I want to share some tweets that I've come across, and it gets pretty interesting because Samantha Markle has also commented. So, firstly, let's have a look at this one. This is from Chris Ship, and he says, after reports her father, Thomas Markle, is seriously ill, we hear Meghan has reached out to him to find out what's happened or what his condition is. Father and daughter have not spoken since Meghan's wedding to Harry in 2018. Now, he adds further that a spokesperson for the Duchess of Sussex said only, I can confirm she has reached out to her father. So all that Meredith Maines, because I know this is Meredith Maines, all she is willing to tell us is that she has reached out. It's understood this has happened just today. There have been various reports about the health of her father, Thomas Markle, but given these are difficult family issues, Meghan's office would not be drawn on it any further. Now, I understand you wouldn't want to discuss this in the public forum. I totally get that. But please don't tell us that it's because they are difficult family issues. You don't want to talk about it. You have been talking about many family issues, Meghan Markle. There have been many discussions. You've done full interviews. You sat down with Oprah and you talked about what I would say are difficult family issues. Certainly, you'd have to agree with me, Meghan, honestly. I sound like I'm talking to Meghan right now. I know she's not listening, but this is getting pretty ridiculous when you're going to call out that it's a difficult family issue. You don't want to speak about it. Now, Dan Wootton has also weighed in, and he responded to Chris Ship and said, so dark. Meghan Markle has ignored her father. Exactly. She has completely ghosted him through heart attacks, strokes, and earthquakes. Indeed, her team once briefed me that he was dead to her. And that would be coming from Meghan. If Dan says that her team briefed him, I mean, this is inside information. Dead to her. Listen to that. But after massive backlash, given his leg was amputated in the Philippines this week, and of course it's had all kinds of publicity around this, she claims to the mainstream media that she's reached out. So you can hear that Dan is completely skeptical about this because even through the heart attacks, the strokes, and the very recent earthquake in the Philippines, there were crickets from the Sussex team. There was nothing from Meghan at all. In fact, she almost doubled down because we got all of this festive or holiday special, her banging on about family. We very recently had the chocolate post, which I did a story on, because she's saying how things are getting sweeter. Meanwhile, the articles are coming out that her father is in the ICU. So the optics were terrible. I honestly feel like this is a PR stunt. Let me know what you think. Now, this is where it gets interesting though, because I'm not the only one that feels that this could be a PR stunt. Because have a look at this. Dan Wootton says, Meghan's sister Samantha, a loving daughter to Thomas Markle, who speaks to him every single day, responds. And this is what Samantha Markle has to say on this matter. Well, talk is cheap, so you can believe it if she and Harry put him on a private jet, because we know they've got access to private jets. Just call up your sugar mummy Victoria Jackson, Meghan, and borrow that private jet that you always use. Put him on a private jet and into the best medical care in the United States. Until then, it's just PR BS. So that is coming from Samantha Markle. She knows what she's talking about. I mean, let me know your thoughts on this. But if the family is skeptical, if the family is saying this doesn't seem right, what do you think? Because I know for a fact that she has had a lot of backlash. I am guilty as charged. And also, very, very recently, she and Harry accepted Humanitarian of the Year award. Obviously, this was just PR anyway. We know this. They likely paid for this. I did another video on that as well because the previous year's winner, who by the way is on the board, paid the company $1 million 3 months after accepting it. Sounds like payment for the award, if you ask me. But Project Healthy Minds gave them this award. They happily accepted it. So, again, the optics from things like this are looking terrible. People aren't going to buy into this lifestyle brand if she doesn't walk the walk and talk the talk. She never does anyway, but this one has stood out because who in their right mind could ignore their father, who is in the ICU and has now had his leg amputated? Now, a part of me also thinks that this idiot, this doofus here, who is just, I don't know, pretending suddenly family matters and all of this, he may be helping Meghan to reach out. Who knows? I'd love to know what you think about that. Is Harry saying to Meghan, you need to call your father? I mean, Harry has never even met Thomas Markle either, which was always a red flag. I've never heard of that before. They weren't estranged, allegedly, before the wedding. So why did he miss all of those opportunities to meet her father? She loved her father so much. She always spoke very highly of him, and he has never met him. That is so bizarre. But guys, let me know what you're thinking about this topic. Is this just Meghan trying to save face? Is she so worried about trying to sell her chocolates? Well, they're already sold out, whatever. All of her wines, her spreads, which are expiring by the second, her flour sprinkles. Is that where her mind is? Is she annoyed that this has all come up at this time, especially the holidays? Because I think if you watch her Netflix show, please don't, but if you had the transcript, imagine how many times she would have said family. I'd love to know that. If anyone has that transcript, please let me know, because it would have been probably around 100 times. She spoke and spoke about how important it was over the holidays. Family, family, family. This comes up, and she basically had painted herself into a corner. That is my feeling on this. Now, I hope I'm wrong. Finally, there might be a tiny part of her that says, well, hang on, I probably should do something. I just don't know. There's been so many things happen over the years that I'm just not sure that she even has that in her. But guys, please let me know exactly what you're thinking. I'd love to hear about it. You know, I read all of your comments. You guys always give me the scoop, so I'm always looking through those comments to see if there's anything else I need to investigate. Let me know if you think I need to dig deeper. But please like and subscribe, and I will keep these videos coming. Thank you guys. Bye.